Tonight, first responders are in a race against time as they're now on day 3 of desperately sifting through all that rubble, searching for anyone who might be alive. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Gianna Caserta. Tonight, the official death toll stands at 4 and more than 150 people are still unaccounted for. And we're now learning 2 West Palm Beach fire captains and a rescue dog have been called to assist in that rescue effort. They're joining 3 task force teams by calling to help by the state. Now, Task Force 3 from Hillsborough County put out these photos of them shipping out overnight. Speaking in a press conference this morning, officials are saying that finding any survivors is their top concern.
We're looking for people alive in the rubble. That is our priority, and our teams have not stopped. Hour after hour through the night, they have been working. At the same time, we know everyone wants to know what is the cause, what has happened here.
A 2018 report citing major error in the building's development. And ABC News is now confirming there's now concern over the building's identical sister condominium built by the same people at the same time. We have live team coverage from Surfside tonight. Our Wakisha Bailey is at the new reunification center where families hope to find out what happened to their loved ones. But we begin with our Steve King. And Steve, what do we know about that second building right now?
Gianna, well, right behind me is where the search effort continues. Rescue teams are still sifting through the rubble, trying to, as carefully as possible, pull out any survivors as this effort continues. Now, ABC News is reporting that right now the mayor of Surfside is asking everyone who lives in the Champlain Towers North to consider leaving that building, at least for the time being. Champlain Towers North is identical to Champlain Towers South, the building that partially collapsed. They were both built at the same time by the same developers. And at this time, the mayor of Surfside is not issuing an evacuation order, but he says that if people do leave this building for now, this would allow inspectors to thoroughly look over the structural integrity and safety of Champlain Towers North. Now, coming up at 6:30 tonight, there's going to be a new news conference where officials are going to give the very latest on the search efforts. Reporting live in Surfside, Steve King, WPBF 25 News.
Steve, thank you. Well, tonight we're learning about that 2018 report when an engineer raised concerns about major structural damage to that condo building, including cracks in a concrete slab. But that report also giving no warning that the building could fall apart. Our Shane Wright breaks down that report.
It may be months or even longer until we find out exactly how and why the Champlain Towers partially collapsed early Thursday morning, but an engineering report from 2018 described several structural deficiencies in the building. The report detailed damage to the concrete slab below the pool deck was causing major structural damage, and there was cracking and spalling located in the parking garage. Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava was asked about the report during a press conference this morning.
We knew nothing about this report. No, we did not know about this report.
The report was completed by the engineering firm Marbito Consultants out of Palm Beach Gardens, but didn't give any indication that the structure was at risk of collapse. An attorney for the building's condominium association said the building had been inspected over the last several months and nothing like this was foreseeable. The mayor says all previous information coming in will be used to find out exactly what happened.
We are obviously very interested in all of the evidence that's coming to light, and we're going to be including it in our what happens after the rescue. And in the meantime, we're taking actions to make sure that other buildings are safe.
Surfside had recently issued permits for electrical repairs on the building, and work was being done on the roof at the time of the collapse.
And that was Shane Wright reporting. We're also hearing from a structural engineer who says he performed an hour-long survey at Champlain Towers just this past January. And he says he didn't see anything alarming or out of the ordinary. Jason Borden with ONS Associates told ABC News that his firm did a walkthrough of the building when they made a bid to conduct the condo's 40-year review. He said parts of the building had reached their expected useful life and needed to be repaired or replaced. But his team did not see anything potentially catastrophic or even unexpected.
What we had seen was some cracks in the stucco facade. We had seen some concrete deterioration on the balconies. We'd seen some corrosion and deformation in the balcony guardrails, some damage up along the parapets in the roof area. The roof was old. all typical things that we expect to see in a 40-year-old building.
Borden and his firm lost that bid for the review. Well, family members of the victims are holding out hope their loved ones might still be alive, but that's getting harder by the hour. And while they wait for answers, the reunification center has now been moved about a mile away from the Champlain Tower South in order to accommodate more families. And that's where we find our Waukesha Bailey tonight. And Waukesha, it has got to be hard hearing from those families waiting for any kind of news.
Oh my goodness, Gianni, you know, these stories, they just don't get easier. For a lot of these families, this is really their last resort, but the theme here, it's all the same. It's all about remaining hopeful. We have seen a lot of families out here that have hugged one another, consoled one another. Now, we are about a mile away, as you mentioned, from where that incident happened, and this is the new reunification center. It is the Grand Beach Hotel. Now, fire crews are still at where that occurrence happened earlier this week, where they have been searching through and under rubble to find people, and they say that their biggest obstacles are these small fires that's creating smoke that's spreading throughout the pile. They're also depending on sonar technology to detect sounds under the wreckage.
And no, we haven't heard sound for a while. And again, when we say sounds, it's not, distinct. It hasn't ever been distinct. It's just things that we hear, so we focus on that area.
And back out here at the Grand Beach Hotel, as you can see, Miami-Dade Police Mobile Operations Center is here. A lot of police are also on site. Now, the reunification center is on the second floor, where we have seen people with food donations as well as emotional dogs offering support as well. But once again, the theme out here is really just remaining hopeful. And later on tonight, we will hear from some of these families. Reporting from Surfside, Waukesha Bailey, WPBF 25 News.
Waukesha, thank you. And if you or anyone you know is having trouble getting in contact with family, just write this number down. It's right here on your screen, 305-614-1819. This is the number that people can call if you're looking for loved ones. Now, if your family members have been accounted for, officials also want to know that information as well. And officials have also set up a bilingual grief counseling hotline for anyone in need of emotional support following the collapse. That number is right there on your screen, 833-848-1762. And of course, we'll continue to follow the story. Don't forget, you can always get the latest breaking news updates sent straight to your phone. All you have to do, point your camera at the QR code you see here on your screen, and it'll take you to our free WPBF 25 News app.